welcome back again to the Moeller's Workshop. So today I am trying to stay focused on this vision that I have of this fantastic sequencer, a musical instrument device of sorts. I'm not really a musician myself. I'm kind of a tard that way. I do play the Highland bagpipe, but most people would say that that's not a real musical instrument. But nonetheless, it does make music. So, hey, to check this out though, I am struggling, I am enthralling my brain to come up with methods and manners and mechanisms by which we can create this awesome, spectacular sequencing device. So, if you will notice, I'm going to pan the camera over to the right. On my desk, I have little bits and pieces of what I'm trying to put together. I have been building audio electronic devices for many years, but I fell out of it for many years, and now I'm getting back into it. I don't know why. It just, things come full circle in this world. But if you notice on the table there, see that? There's some little LEDs moving. See that? That's really cool, isn't it? Those little blue lights just kind of creeping along. But you're like, oh, those are little blue lights. They're really cool. But they are showing you something very important. And that is this Arduino Nano module is actually kicking out a binary code. It's kind of cool because I'm using a function in that programming that actually makes the output pins follow a binary pattern without having to do all kinds of crazy math. I just store the number into the register and it pops that number right out. Goes to a 138. It's a 74LS 138 decoder chip. The magic of the spectacular 74LS 138 decoder chip is you put 3 bits into it. It can be 0, it can be 01, it can be 10, it can be 11, it can be 001, it can be blah 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 blah, right? Okay? So, but each of those bits cause this numerical sequence to appear on another series of pins on that chip. So the cool thing is I can make the Arduino cycle all kinds of cool numerical outputs using only a few pins from the Arduino module. And it'll give me the ability to sequence up to, well, hundreds of positions. But hey, I'm only going to stay with 16 on my sequencer that I'm developing here. And this is just a little micro spot of my final project. My final project is going to be, I don't know if you can see this little board. See that? This board right here. Okay, look at, hey, see that? That is a square where this cool organic light emitting diode display is going to go. Okay? So if you can envision that on the final product. And this little square, it's another square. It says 5-pad. That's what I call these little magic push button keypads. It's a 5-pad. And all these other little spots are all going to be potentiometers and LEDs. And there's going to be 3 push buttons here, a red, a yellow, and a green. Now it's not going to be actually on this because this is not part of the project. What this is a template. Come on, say it with me. Template. So what a template does for me is make a very clear-cut product. I'm back. See, this is the box that it's going to go in. The other part is all the way over here. I don't know why, because I'm a moron, and I put everything everywhere in my house. But look. Now, is that a nice little case or what? See that? This is the actual part that goes in here. When it's done, it's going to be really sexy. So, but this is just one board, and you'll notice that this has 2 surfaces. It has the sloped surface and it has the flat surface. So the flat surface is going to get the OLED display and the keypad, and it's going to get mounted way at the top, like that. And then the LEDs and the knobs and stuff are all going to go down on the slope front, like that. Pretty slick, huh? And so what I do with this is the key. This is the secret to what makes this thing totally awesome. And what that is I take some hot glue and I tack it on the back. I put hot glue, spot, right? Hot glue is amazing stuff, man. It holds good. But then when you want it to come off, it does. So So I hot glue this thing on here. Just a little bit, not a lot. I don't want to get crazy, right? And then what I do is I take my drill. And I drill, right? And then when I'm done, I go pull that sucker off there. And then I got all those perfectly spot drills for this thing. And then I drill the holes with they're called unibits. I call them Christmas trees, but they're not really Christmas trees because I don't hang ornaments on these things, man. So I'm trying to find them. I know I have unibit in here somewhere. Ah, look, I found 2 of them. These are unibits. So when I drill all these little keyholes, I take my drill and I go, and I make it the right size for all the parts that I'm using. See all the parts that I'm using? There's lots of parts. And each one has a different shape and size. So, and sometimes when you use a drill to do that, man, the hole goes all over the place. It looks like poop. And I don't want my project to look like poop. I want it to look nice. So I use a unibit. And guess what? Unibits can be very expensive. If you go to Home Depot, okay, and you buy these from the Home Depot, these will cost you 40 to 50 bucks a piece, man. That's too much money because I don't plan on spending that much money on this project. So, yeah, I went to Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight, these are $10 for a set of 6. That's a perfect price because if they break, if they fall apart on the first project, just throw them away and get new ones. And the cool thing about these is that, hey, the fact is, they are not made of good tempered steel. In fact, they are probably just die cast, and they're from China. But that's okay. I love those Chinese people because they make some really good cheap stuff, you know. And these are great for wood, great for plastic, great for plexiglass, and great for all those other soft material thingies. But don't use them on metal. Well, you can use them on aluminum and maybe copper, but don't use them on steel. It's the first time you use them on steel. Hey, guess what? They're useless. You have to throw them in the trash. Anyways, back to my project. So when this is all done, we will be able to hear some really cool sound effects. And, you know, maybe I can give you a sample. Uh-oh, look at the audio cable. It's disconnected. That's crappy, because with this disconnected, you can't hear nothing or anything. So I'm going to plug it in. Hey, hear that? Let me turn the volume up. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but whether you can hear it or not, it's not important. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to turn it up. Ready? So it's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's fun. I mean, it's just doing this simple sequence. These pots adjust those tones not right away. I was experimenting because what I want to make this thing do is, I'm going to turn it down so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Thank you very much. So I'm going to make this so that you can save your settings. You come up with a sequence that actually sounds musical and beautiful after adjusting them and tempering it, adjusting and tweaking it, and all that other good stuff you do with this sequencer. I want to make it so you can hit a button, okay, and store all those sequences into flash memory, into that neat little nano chip. It's got lots of flash memory, right? So later on, you're trying to get inspired, and you're dialing those switches, and you're not coming up with anything. So you hit the recall button, and recall, poof, bang, magic, off. You're back in the groove, baby, because now you're hearing your sequence that you came up with when you were inspired, baby. Guess what that does to you? That re-inspires you, and you are ready to rock and roll, make this. You're ready for your next beautiful musical piece. So from the next inspiration of the one you came up with the other day, you're inspired to come up with a new one, and it's beautiful. Select the next sequence down to save, and save that one. Guess what? Now you've got 2 awesome sequences that you created. That on a day when you have no inspiration, recall them, and you are back in the groove again, man. Imagine the power, the pure, utter, incredible power of being able to do that. So that's what this is set up right now. It's just a real small program, probably about that big, and it was experimenting with putting the red in values into an array, you know, and then just playing the array all the time. It's kind of boring, but so check this out. I'll give you a little quick demo. If I can remember how to turn it on.